The Crochet Crowd, Michael speaking. Hi there. Uh-huh. Oh, you really like that blanket? Well, thanks. Okay. So us designers need to provide 2 ways to do the beginning chain. Okay, so you prefer the foundation chain versus a regular chain. Okay, and so you want to see that as part of the beginning because we use single crochet. You know what? You know how many times people have requested for me to figure out the foundation single crochet on anything? No, not all the time. So if you prefer that, why don't you figure out the math in order to do that? Like if you're using it all the time, then you would, well, if you're using it all the time, then maybe you should actually figure out, okay, if the designer says that it's a chain of 87 and you're going to use foundation, that you write it in some kind of notes that when the designer's asking for that, this is what the number would be in a foundation. So are you saying then you can't look at the first row and say, okay, there was so many stitches and that you can use that number for a foundation? Okay, so you want it called out specifically. So either chain this number or foundation single crochet that number instead. Actually, it's not even a problem when you think about it. It's your preference. So if you like it that way, then do it that way. Oh, listen, I lose count when I do foundation single crochet. I don't know why. I just do it because there's extra steps involved versus just yarning over, pulling it, and counting it. Yes, I could count the number of foundation crochets when I think there's enough to verify. I'm just saying I don't like it because I prefer to count the chain and then just do my single crochet across the chain. No, I don't think that's an old way of doing things. I think there's a purpose for foundation crochet stitches, clothing, and etc. But I think if you prefer that, then you should write a sheet for yourself and say when the designer's asking for this and they want to double crochet across the chain, then you know that the number of chains. Well, I never said I had the answers for everything. I have never, ever said that, ever. Okay, so what you need to do then, go back to the projects that you were just doing and say when the designer said this, you write down the number of actually what the foundation is and keep that so you can just open that up every time you got a project. Well, I'm sorry that you feel that way, but what you're suggesting, there's an easy way to doing it, and it's what I'm suggesting. Do it for yourself, and therefore you'll never have to question that again.